And everything worked to some degree. We shipped all of these amazing features, and I'm very glad, and I'm sure our creators appreciated the time and effort that we spent on it, those sort of 9 months. But nothing worked sort of like fundamentally like changed the game for us. And when you raise venture, and when you're trying to build sort of a rocket ship, like every year needs to at least double, ideally triple, and ideally more than that. I was looking through a lot of the notes that I would share with the team as I met with investors when we were thinking about raising our Series B. Luckily we raised $7 million, so I didn't have to think about that for 3 years. But then all of a sudden I did. And one investor said, you're growing around 7% a month, and the other companies we're talking to, sort of in this band, this vertical, this stage, are growing around 10 to 20% a month. And that's a lot of what it comes down to, is just the numbers. You're building a business. It's like this made-up concept that we invented. It just moves money around in a way that hopefully benefits society. And if it doesn't do that sort of efficiently, the people that are paid to manage other people's money and take $10 million and turn it into $30 million 10 years from now, like, they're not going to invest. It's sort of, that's their job. They have a job. That's what they do. That's what they get paid for. And so I don't hold anything against any of these people, but it is, it's just good to sort of know that. And so this is sort of how I sum up that lesson. It doesn't matter how awesome your product is, how awesome your team is, how fast you're shipping stuff, because at the end of the day, there's sort of a cap on your growth, which is roughly the market you're in. And often, we had product market fit. You saw that graph, right? Like, it was doing well. It was growing almost every quarter. It just wasn't growing fast enough. And, we're helping digital content creators sell content on the internet. It's just not that large of a market. Even today, this is many years later, and I'll show a graph updating in a bit. It's just not that large of a market. It's very difficult to build a meaningful billion-dollar company in a market that cannot sort of physically sustain it. So just sort of be mindful of that. Again, this is like one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I wish, like, if I knew this, I might not have built this thing that I really love working on today. And I wouldn't have met all these amazing people, and like my life wouldn't be what it is today. And so I'm not saying like I wish I knew this, but this is a thing I didn't know. I don't know if I can't predict what would have happened if I did know this. So it is what it is.